Hey guys, I'm Dov. Today I'm playing some more Total War Warhammer. We're taking a look at a replay between myself playing as the Warriors of Chaos up against Onjay. I believe, hopefully I'm saying that right. Playing as the Beastmen, so definitely a fun matchup. The Chaos Gods are most certainly going to be pleased with this slaughter, regardless of who wins. So we'll get to the army compositions. I've got a Sorcerer, Lord of Death on a Manticore. I'll show you his spells once we get into the battle. 4 Marauders with some ranks up, 2 Aspiring Champions, 4 Forsaken, 2 Chaos Warriors with Halberds, 4 Marauders, Marauder Horsemen rather, and 1 Feral Manticore. My opponent's got Morgr the Shadowgave, of course, as if there was any other pick. Brayshame and Lore of Death, which is a pretty good pick against Chaos. 2 Ungor Herd Spear, Ungor Spearherd rather. We've got 4 Goreherd and a Giant and 1 Bestigor. Yes, 1 Bestigor, and yeah, these 2 Centaurs with great weapons over here, and some Hounds there, and a Cygor as well for some, I guess you could call it artillery support. Hardly, but yeah. So we're going to get things started here. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of Skirmish Cav against the Beastmen. I think they definitely have a good niche. Even Pistoliers, which are probably the worst Skirmish Cav in the game, have a niche against the Beastmen. They're very good. I'm going to go over here and drop a Spirit Leech on this Bray Shaman, and he actually overcast his Spirit Leech and took a nasty miscast, and along with my Spirit Leech, has taken quite a bit more damage for that trade. It's not really real good for him, but, you know. The Cygor is trying to find some good targets to fire at. Got my infantry force advancing up on this flank. He probably should be firing on them rather than these horsemen. But definitely I see wanting to take out the horsemen. This is one of the few ranged options he does have to deal with the horsemen. He doesn't have any Ungor Raiders, so definitely whatever damage he can do to them. I understand that. But now he's switched over. He's hitting these Chaos Warriors with Halberds, which are cost-wise a more high-value target, and they will be able to do fairly well against the Giant and some of these other large units. So you can see here another Spirit Leech going down on this Bray Shaman Lord of Death, and he's trading another one on my Chaos Sorcerer. I'm going to sick the Manticore on him just because he doesn't have a lot of great options. He could respond with these troops here, but right now it looks like I was able to get a good charge, and with the Spirit Leech and everything, pretty much finish off that Bray Shaman. So good pick for me. Not going to need to deal with any more Spirit Leeches on my Lord. Can keep him safe up in the air. And we're just kind of kiting around my opponent's mobile forces here, trying to keep them away. We've gotten the main line engagement underway here, and Forsaken will carve through Goreherd. They'll carve through Ungors. Pretty much any of the lower tier Beastmen infantry. So you can see here the Giant is retaliating by smashing up some of these Forsaken. He'll be able to do quite a bit of damage in this fight here, and Morgr is also trying to anchor this side of the line here. Another great rock getting thrown in there. These Chaos Warriors have taken quite a bit of damage, but now I'm just starting to goon around my different flying units and cause terror, try and get some terror routes going. You can see both of these Goreherds do terror routes. And yeah, these Ungor Spearmen here and these Bestigor just being held in reserve. Probably want to get these guys countercharging in here. Looks like they will be responding now. So over here, these mobile units have kind of been chasing my Marauder Horsemen all over the map, and you can see there's one here, the other 2 are way over here. They're just not near the battle line where they really need to be. So over here we've got a bit of a pitched fight between some Marauders and some Ungor Spearmen on this hill. They're going to be chopping each other up real good. The Marauders should win this fight, but Ungor Spearmen, they're pretty surprising in how good they are. They're probably one of the better low-tier Spearmen in the game, in my opinion. Definitely a good pick. Over here, the Beastmen forces are not faring as well. This Giant is going to be doing quite a bit of damage, but now that these Halberds are soaking in here, as well as the high weapon strength of the Forsaken, he will be taking quite a bit of damage. You can see a Spirit Leech going down as well, and a Soul Blight is here, just tearing away at the armor of these troops. You know, the Bestigor Herd are down to 70. Most of the units are going to be at 0. And you can see the Marauder Horsemen pull up, unload the rest of their javelins, and actually fell the Giant. So he goes down, and the Marauder Horsemen are continuing to harass and be a nuisance, and they're actually firing now at these Chaos Spawn, help help devolve them a little bit faster, no pun intended. And we're just trying to clean up the rest of these forces here, but Morgur is still very healthy, still got a few Chaos Spawn summons left, so the Beastmen are certainly not out of this yet, and they've regrouped their mobile forces now, and are coming after the Marauder Horsemen fairly effectively. However, I do get a nice little screen here with the Chaos Warriors with halberds, and I decide, you know what, we're just going to soak in here and see if we can finish these guys off. So the halberds are in here, they're getting some good damage done, and the horsemen are now here pinning the rest of these mobile units in place, keeping them up against these halberds to be able to deal damage. Best score here, countercharging back in after they've regrouped. The Chaos Sorcerer Lord is just running around with his mobility, trying to keep all the routing units from being able to come back and support this main fight, because it's going to take quite a while. You can see Morgur's taken some damage, but he's still able to heal quite a bit, and Spirit Leech going down on the Cygor now. He's mostly out of ammo, pulled up into this fight and doing some nice damage, terrifying away these Chaos Warriors, and a rear charge from the Centaurs here, who pulled away from that fight, doing quite a bit of damage here. The Hounds, however, being left to die, they're going to be out of here fairly soon. And this fight over here is still going on, and as you can see, like I said, the Ungor Spearmen are actually trading fairly well. They're going to start trying to pull away from this fight now, so they'll start losing. You could see they're trading fairly evenly with those Chaos Marauders, so definitely don't underestimate the Ungor Spearmen herd. They're decent units for sure. You can see more Chaos Spawn have been pulled up, but the Beastmen forces are starting to get a little bit low now. The balance of power is slightly in my favor. The Sorcerer Lord of Death is coming down, trying to get a terror route on these Ungor Spearmen herd. Their leadership is holding for now, but as they start to get rear charged by these various units, they'll definitely be out of there. And yeah, we're mostly just trying to weather the storm right now. You can see most of my infantry is fairly well tattered, and that these Centaurs with great weapons pose a fairly good-sized threat. If they're able to chase down and shatter a lot of these units and keep them from coming back, that'll start to tip the balance of power in my opponent's favor. But as you can see here, the Marauder Horsemen still just, though they have been beat up, they're fairly low on health, all of them. They're still here, they're still fighting, they're pitching their javelins, trying to take down these big monsters, and man, I'm so excited for Norsca. This is what it's all about right here, is hunting big monsters for them, right? At least that's the way that CA has framed it for us. So I'm excited to see how they play. I think the Marauders, the Norskins, will definitely play well into my personal playstyle. It's going to be interesting, like a control rush army. I'm not sure if we've really seen that before. Usually it's one or the other. Like the Empire is very much a control army, and Chaos and the Beastmen and you know, Greenskins, I would say, are very much rush armies. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of combine those two different playstyles, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm very interested to see. They definitely seem like a lot of fun, but for now, we'll just have to enjoy these Marauder Horsemen pitching their javelins at all these fun Beastmen. Definitely a good time. So that Cygor's had enough javelins to the face. He's getting out of there. Probably got poked in the eye a couple times. These Centaurs with great weapons are still running around the backfield, doing a ton of damage. They're going to get into these Forsaken and yeah, just absolutely wipe them up for the most part. Now they're going to start heading back towards this fight, just ping-ponging around, getting these different units, and I'm trying desperately to catch them with these Chaos Warriors with halberds, but they're just so slow. They're going to have a hard time doing anything to catch these Centaurs. So we're getting into the final phases here. You can see the balance of power is still fairly close, all things considered. These Chaos Spawn are going to get in here, and the halberds will start poking them down, slashing off all those weird boils and horns and stuff going on. I mean, look at that guy. He's nasty. Yeah, smack him. There we go. So they're going to go down fairly quick to the halberds, and these Centaurs with great weapons, I was able to catch them with the Feral Manticore, which is hopefully going to be enough to terrify them. Although right now with the leadership buff from Morgur, they're holding fairly well, and they're actually going to, well, they actually felled the Manticore. Wow, how about that? Took him down. So they're going to continue to try and get away, but now I've got my Marauder Horsemen. They're able to pitch a few javelins and finally break the leadership of those Centaurs. Man, they got a chevron, 90 kills. Great work done on those guys, especially in that late game there. But now there's just the Chaos Spawn, and Morgur is getting fairly low. He's not quite at his healing cap yet. He's still got a ways to go, but his HP is fairly low. and most of his forces are pretty much shattered at this point. But you can see that Chaos Spawn summon, when he pulled it up, actually put the balance of power very, very close. And that's the thing about Morgr, is he's never quite out of the fight until he's really out of the fight, you know what I mean? I mean, he can keep summoning up these Chaos Spawn, he can keep regenerating for quite a long time, so you really need to be aware when you're fighting the Beastmen that most people are going to bring Morgr, and most people, you know, you're going to probably need to fight a pretty atrocious fight into the end game, you know, if your opponent plays it right. You know, you'll end up having a very, very close game like this. And as you can see, I mean, both of our forces are mostly in tatters. And Morgr is going to take a very small amount of damage from that Spirit Leech with his magic resistance. But it's just enough to put him over the edge. And the Chaos Spawn are about to go down. So very, very well played to my opponent. We can just kind of take in all the carnage here. And like I said, the Chaos Gods would be most pleased with this beautiful, beautiful slaughter. So Morgr flees the field to fight another day, and the forces of the Warriors of Chaos are victorious. So very well played to my opponent. Fun battle. Definitely had a lot of fun playing that one, and very close. You know, anytime you're up against Morgr, the Shadow Gave, it's going to be a good time for sure. And those Bestigor herd did a lot of damage, you know, up against the heavily armored Forsaken and so on. These the Centigors in the late game got a ton of work done. Absolutely just beautiful. The Giant and the Cygor did fairly well. 50 kills, you'd hope for a little bit more, but the Marauder Horsemen were able to fairly well deal with them when combined with the Spirit Leech from the Chaos Sorcerer, which is why I like to bring Lore of Death against the Beastmen, because the big monsters, like if he had brought Gorbles or, you know, Giant, Cygor, or anything like that, Spirit Leech will be applicable to. So, let's see, what else? On my side, fairly well across the board for the Marauders. They're not really meant to do a lot in the first place, so, you know, any kills they do get is a bonus. These Forsaken managed to get a Chevron as well as these ones, and yeah, those halberds proved very useful. 2 chevrons on them, probably did quite a bit of damage to the Giant and the Centigors, and the Feral Manticore did its job for the most part. Did get killed in the end there, but definitely a lot of terror, and the mobile terror for only 1,000 gold is fairly decent. So well played to Onjay. Definitely enjoyed playing that battle. It was very, very fun, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. If you did, hit that like button and do subscribe, and we'll keep it coming. See you guys next time.